Okay, hey everybody, it's me, Basekip again, bringing you guys sort of a new series, I suppose, and this is a working title. We're going to be calling this one Learn from a Pub, I suppose, but if anyone has a better suggestion, please feel free to tell me. So the idea is that I'm taking a pub game replay, which was submitted from someone on stream, so that's Vanhite. Yeah, he's also my friend on Steam. He submitted this game, asked for a bit of feedback, so what I'm going to be doing is I've already watched part of this game. I've written down a few notes, and now I'm going to be going through, trying to focus on Vanhite's play as best I can, providing overall commentary on the game as well, and then also pausing here and there to sort of bring up notes and sort of minor strategic points to try and, I guess, give help to the people that are playing this game, whether or not they end up watching it. So, sorry guys if you're in this game and you were having a bad day. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So I've already watched some of this. There are a few notes that I'm going to specifically bring up. I'll probably pause and zoom around a little bit as well, but I don't necessarily remember exactly how things played out. So I guess don't criticize me too much if I miss a kill here or there. So we're at 0 minutes. Creeps are just about to spawn. Running over who's playing what on either team. Vanhite is going to be playing Axe. Alamy is going to be playing the Shadow Shaman. L11 Birdman is on the Death Prophet. On mid, Giggity is playing the Invoker. And Flame Nova or Flame Nove is going to be on the Ogre. Magi over on the Radiant side. Eklui Wood or something. Sorry if I'm butchering the pronunciation on your names, guys. Is going to be on the Lifestealer. It's going to be James on the Sand King, and because I was jumping around the replay, he's stunned right now, but that'll fix itself. B-Bones is going to be on the Storm Spirit. Quang Vitar is going to be on the Pudge, and Van is going to be on the Phantom Lancer. So unpausing right now. Again, it's 0 minutes. So I guess I'll already start talking about what is my very first point, which is it's 0 minutes. If you're jungling, you don't really have anything to do for the first 30 seconds of the game. You're not walking with your creeps or anything like that. So this is an opportunity that Vanhite really should have taken to go over and check top rune. This is going to become relevant in a second since Nakes has now just picked up a double damage on bot. So the dire side has no idea where the rune is. They have no idea what it is. So they've got absolutely no information as far as that goes. So Lifesteal is going to head down towards bot. And I think you guys can sort of see how this is going to play out. So Ogre's going to head down. He's going to spot out Nakes. Nakes gets a hit. He's going to turn around for a stun, but the open wounds is already there. And now Nakes going through for more right clicks. James trying to get in position. Still says he's stunned for some reason, so hopefully that'll fix itself in just a second. A few replay bugs here and there. But easily first blood drawn there by the Nakes. And I guess it looks like Sand King's going to stay stunned this entire game. Maybe if I just unpause. Nope. Okay, so he's going to... Looks like he's just going to be stuck and stunned this game. So hopefully that won't be too much of a problem. So B-Bones are going to throw down a little bit of harassment on the Invoker mid. Interesting to see that Giggity actually opted for his very first point in Exhort as opposed to Quaz, but it does mean that he has some slightly better last hitting, especially given that he couldn't get that many stats up. And now going back for the point in Quaz. So he doesn't actually have Cold Snap or anything just yet. I feel like it's definitely worth mentioning that you should probably just go Quaz and then Invoke level 1 and 2, and then if you're going Quaz Exhort, you can start dumping points into Exhort. Up on top, Pudge is getting harassed back a little bit. Vanhite's still off in the jungle, dropping pretty low. I really like his starting build. It's the right thing to do these days, especially given that sort of Tranquil Boots exists now. Back in the old days, there was a case to be made for double stat shield as Axe, and as I say that, Alamy's in big trouble. He's tanking up the tower a little bit, and Quang grabs that kill. So I guess Shadow Shaman just not really being aware of how the creep equilibrium was working out. So he took tower hits, he took a few hits from creeps as well. So it's something that you really need to be aware of the whole time. Whenever the enemy wave is there, if 3 or 4 creeps are just about to wipe out one, you need to be careful because the creeps this early on in the game do a lot of damage. One other thing that I wanted to bring up was Ogre's starting build. He actually randomed this game. So while it sucks for him that he's on the off lane and having to try to deal with all of that, he could have started with boots and some observer wards, which would have given him a way better chance on bot. I mean, he's not necessarily an ideal offlaner. He doesn't really have a recovery mechanism or anything like that. So life is definitely going to be tough for him, but he could have made life a little bit easier. And as I say that, open wounds. Looks like they're going to be slapped down one more time. Nice stun through by James, who is apparently now unstunned. Alamy gets hooked up on top. We've got a Phantom Lance through, and the slow from Pud. That's going to be another kill picked up there. So bot lane and top lane are working out fantastically for the Radiant right now. And mid, B-Bone's actually getting harassed down a little bit, but Giggity 2 points up in Claws as opposed to more points in Exhort. So it's a pretty defensive build from him. Often with the Claws, Exhort, Invoker, you'd only see the 1 point in Claws, at least early on. And as I say this, Birdman is in huge trouble on top. So this is where my very first note sort of comes in for Vanhite. He's just about to pick up his Tranquil Boots, so he's going to love to go and grab those in just a second. But the second point in counter Helix is sort of my question. When I play Axe, and I guess this is, I can't speak for all Axe players, I prefer to go 1 counter Helix, 2 points in Battle Hunger, and then try and do something in the lane that I'm next to. And as I say that, James picks up a kill on Ogre, but he tries to Sandstorm in range of the tower, so he dies. That's a little bit weird. So Vanhite's now got his Tranquil Boots coming out on the Courier. He's actually been able to make pretty good use of the Courier this game as well, but top lane really needs his help. By virtue of jungling, he's already given Ogre a hard enough time on bot, and Birdman's actually heading down there right now to try and get a little bit of farm. So this is actually an okay duo lane, but Alamy is sort of cursing his luck since he's been completely abandoned and not really having a fun time. So Vanhite continues to jungle up a little bit, goes for the second point in Battle Hunger now. Would be nice to see him go for a little bit of a gank, but top lane is already getting pretty far ahead with 3 kills up on the Pudge and Phantom Lancer already up here. And the problem with Axe, I mean, I love Axe as well, but he's a little bit weak unless you find kill after kill after kill and you get that level advantage since all of his skills are so good. Vanhite comes in now, but Alamy's already been hooked out. Goes for the hold, but dominating streak already on Quang. Vanhite's going to go after PL, but he's got a double walk, so he's fine to escape. And he's still got a salve and some tangos up his sleeve as well. On mid, James rotates through, picks up a kill on the Invoker with B-Bone. So that's every single lane working out in favor of the Radiant side right now. I've got a bottle now picked up by Pudge. Everyone's getting some reasonable farm. There's not a single ward to be seen on the map, and Flame Nova is still just walking around with only his Soul Ring right now. So Giggity's going to head back in towards mid, immediately into B-Bones, who is actually dodging a little bit out of the way there. Still no points up in Remnant, which is really weird. Should be fine to escape using the roll there. So, Ogre comes in, B-Bones, tries to get up onto the high ground, but not able to do so. But fortunately for him, there is a regen waiting, and that regen must have been there since about 6 minutes. Since about 4 minutes. So nobody checking rune, there's no sight on those runes either. We've got Nakes going for Hand of Might. Is a pretty good choice given that he picked up those 2 early kills and an assist. So everything is just really going the Radiant's way right now, and unfortunately Vanhite hasn't really been able to make anything happen since top lane is just being picked to pieces. And I mean, Birdman's already left, so he's getting some okay farm on bot, but everything's a bit higgledy-piggledy, and I mean, Ogre's still just standing on mid right now. And Giggity now goes back for a point in Wex, so his build's a little bit weird. It's not really a Sunstrike build. I mean, this is sort of, I guess, leading into a 2FS build, the 2 Forge Spirit build with 4 Quas, 4 Exhort. But yeah, he's not having a fun time just yet. B-Bones rolls, but Giggity's already a little bit too far away. And using those Wex Orbs for the move speed, as well as invoking a Ghost Walk immediately as well. So he's fine right now. Vanhite's going to walk straight into Quangvatar. Can anyone come down from top? Alamy might already be dead because of this spirit. Oh my god. So Quang had a haste rune bottled up. He comes around. Easy hook connected there, and top lane is just not working out very well right now. On mid, looks like B-Bones is going to drop. So easy kill picked up there, but James comes in from the side, killing off Giggity. So, I mean, the swing isn't great right now. It's 8 kills in favor of the Radiant, 3k the XP difference, and over 3k gold as well. Nyx has probably finished up his Hand of Midas. It's on the Courier, but the Courier is actually being stolen to head up towards top right now. So Nyx not going to be very happy with that. Birdman's in a little bit of trouble, and Quang doesn't actually have enough mana for the Dismember, but looks like Rot and Auto Attack is going to be enough. Birdman, nice little kill picked up here. What's going to happen? And actually picks up a double using the Ghosts. So nice little turnaround for him there. Still has to salve and some tankos, and is going to get the healing from those spirits. So not quite sure why he's heading back to base, but he does need a little bit of mana there. Phantom Lancer is getting some pretty good farm right now. Actually, pretty much on top of net worth. Vanhite has a lot of last hits, but obviously he's just clearing out the small camp quite a bit, and has actually stacked up this large camp here, so getting quite a bit of farm out of that. A lot of XP coming his way right now, and he's got a huge boost. This is a good opportunity for him to go and try to make something happen. Now almost up to level 8 on that axe, and actually heading towards a mech right now, which is a pretty nice pickup for axe. Used to be one of my favorite items for him. I mean, Shadow Shaman or Death Prophet are pretty viable carriers for a mech as well, and as I talk about Shadow Shaman, he's going to be dismembered and hooked. So he's going to drop nice multicast there by Ogre, but can't really get that much damage down on the Phantom Lancer, so he's going to be fine. Vanhite comes in, but he's actually pretty low right now, so can't really go and make anything happen at the moment. And 9 minutes in, I mean, still finding some good farm. We'll have the mech up pretty soon, but looks like Ogre is in big trouble. James comes in. Vanhite now in from the side. James actually dropping low. This might be an easy kill. Goes for the dunk, but he's still in range. Nice auto attack. Picks up that one, but Spirit lands back through. Kills off Ogre. Birdman comes in. Dismember, but dunked by Vanhite. Well played there. Not sure what actually canceled. Oh, I guess it was a silence from Krob canceling off the Dismember. So well played. Van's going to spot out Vanhite. And that Spirit Lance might actually kill him, trying to use the Tranquil Boots to get up. But if a couple lucky spins might be the kill here. Van, not actually enough mana anymore. I think he let that last little bit of the Soul Ring run out. So he may actually die to this Battle Hunger. Don't think he can deny his illusion either. So I don't think illusions count for Battle Hunger. So he dies there. So, with everything that happened up on top, Dire Side are now pulling back into the game a little bit. Unfortunately, Shadow Shaman still doesn't have any boots just yet, and B-Bones just found himself a haste. Skill build looking a little bit more standard now, finally with a point picked up in the run. We've got a hook connecting on Shadow Shaman one more time. He is not having a fun time at all. B-Bones rolls in with the haste. Birdman's in big trouble. The Epicenter going to be channeled as well by James, and Birdman, not sure why he cast Exorcism there. He knew he was dead. And he's going to respawn in 30, but he needs to wait an additional minute on top of that to get the Exorcism back up. So a little bit of weird decision making. Exorcism is not a panic button. So anyway, getting back to the game, we still haven't had any towers fall just yet. Everyone just farming up a little bit. And Giggity still... We saw this Ghostwalk invoked a little while ago. He is playing really, really scared. Right now. We haven't seen any attempt at Sunstrikes, we haven't seen any attempts to leave mid, and now he's getting harassed down quite a bit by Phantom Lancer. His farm isn't even that great. He's got some real reasonable last hits up. Not sure if there's something on the courier for him right now. No, there isn't. So he's just got those phase boots, and that's pretty much it. Vanhite's not finished up his mech and some arcane boots as well. So he's got 3 kills, doing pretty well. Found some nice counter ganks up on top, and he's incredibly strong right now. Giggity's almost dead on mid, so hopefully Vanhite will go and make some things happen for his team around the map, because just by virtue of having a jungler, they were already a little bit behind since Ogre had to solo the offlane, which was not a good situation for him to be in. And Quang, blind hook fishing there, but Birdman's all the way up in the trees. So, Alamy, it's a noble effort from him. Where are the wards, in fact? Okay, so it's replay bugging out again. Wards are just going to look like dots on the minimap as opposed to their proper icon. So a nice little Necronomicon where you're doing a little bit of scouting out there. And not a bad ward position, in fact, since Pudge would normally be over here. Would be nicer, I guess, to see something over here, which gives you full vision of this entire region, which is where Pudge is normally going to be hooking you from if you're underneath your tower. Vanhite and Ogre now moving into position. B-Bone's the target, but he does have a roll. Nice silence from Birdman. Unfortunately got a deny off there for Vanhite's Battle Hunger, and now just going to be rolling away, so he's going to be fine to escape. The Exorcism used as well. Dire Side should be able to turn this one into a tower. Who's got TPs? Phantom Lancer definitely doesn't. Sand King does not, and Quang does, but just one. Probably not enough to hold on to this tower. So we're going to have the Dire Side push in and hopefully secure themselves this one, but it's a little bit of a trade on mid. Giggity hiding out in the Ghost Walk right now, but now revealed. Looks like he's going to be going for a Yule Scepter. So I guess going for that combo Invoker build that we do sometimes see. It's the Yule's Sunstrike Meteor Deafening Blast. Absolutely destroy someone, instantly build. But when you're going this build, it's normally nice to just pump lots of points into Exhort. I mean, Wex might have saved them already because of the Ghost Walk, but he hasn't really been able to contribute all that much. Sunstrike is pretty weak, and we've got a Shackle going down on an Illusion there on mid. Worth noting as well, not sure why Shadow Shaman is opting for so many points in Shackle. It's really, really good at level 1. It scales up by 0.75 per level, but so does Hex, and Hex doesn't need you to channel it. And it's the same deal. I mean, Hex mana cost grows a little bit faster, but it's normally nicer to see either the Ether Shock or the Hex maxed out before you max out the Shackle. So that's just a minor point there. Nyx has finished up his Midas. Not 100% sure what his skill build was. Wasn't really keeping tabs on that one. So the dice are really on the back foot right now. There's an open wounds on Ogre. The hook actually connects on Nyx. A little bit of a comedy of errors there, but Ogre is absolutely dead. Skewer through, not Skewer, but the Burrow Strike through, and the Storm Spirit just with the Electric Vortex back. Taking up that kill, Birdman's trying to make his escape. We got a TP in from Vanhite, but a nice 2-man Burrow Strike from James there. Cold Snap canceling the Epicenter, well played. Nyx still trying to chase through, but can Vanhite get a lucky spin? Yes, he can. Picks up the kill on the Nyx. Now the mech pops. Vanhite still alive, turns around for the dunk. Ultra kill there, well played. A little bit lucky with the spins, but frankly, very well played. Nice pop of the mech as well to surprise, just to survive. And yep, Culling Blade. Vanhite walks back to base triumphant. So he's now 7-0, doing pretty well. Though Phantom Lancer is looking pretty cancerous right now on mid. He's almost finished up his Diffu, and Ogre is not really in a position to contribute all that much right now. Giggity still farming a little bit on top, trying to get towards that Yule Scepter, and yep, now pumping all those points into Exhort. So we are going to see some combo Voker going on this game. James waiting around looking for the gank. We've got the Burrow Strike through. He's got the Ghost Walk already invoked, but B-Bones is ready. He's got a Sentry Ward, so that's going to be a very easy kill, picked up by the Radiant. Meanwhile, on the Dire, we've got a little bit of a group up and push on mid, but still no tower taken by either side just yet, and Vanhite going to drop back into the jungle just for a second. I guess worth mentioning is the trade-off between mech and Blink Dagger on Axe. The mech is 2306 and the Blink Dagger is 2150. Blink Dagger is great on Axe. It really, really is. For a long time, mech was part of my favorite item build, but these days I've been favoring the Blink a little bit. Alamy gets a good shackle off on B-Bones, but the hook comes through onto Vanhite, so Alamy's going to survive right now. James is burning to death because of the Battle Hunger. Nice 2-man Burrow Strike, actually picking up the kill there, but the Culling Blade dunks him. So Vanhite secures himself a monster kill streak right now. He had the mech, however, so I'm not quite sure why Rasta died, since he could have popped that one. May have been coming off cooldown, I should have checked in on that one, but yeah. Vanhite, you might have been able to save Rasta there. If you mech'd as you ran back up from being hooked by Pudge. Anyway, Yvonne's already finished up his Diffu. Vanhite comes in, but they don't really have any anti-invis. He's going to be hit by the Dismember, dropping low, now popping off the mech. But Quang still wants this kill. Vanhite getting the bonus armor, but maybe just a little bit too late. It only just came online. So Pudge gets the kill and commits suicide. Really big pain in the ass there. B-Bones comes in. Birdman doesn't really have all that much mana. Can he get the silence? It doesn't actually connect. Electric Vortex. Van comes back in. Birdman drops low. The bonus mission might be enough to get him out. Can he pop a clutch salve or something like that? No, there's the roll. And PL with what looked like a very long-range auto attack picked that one up. So it's only an 8-kill split right now, and the mid tower actually taken there by Giggity. So some nice little play by him. He's got his Yule Scepter up, so he's got pretty much got the full combo. Gonna walk straight into the Nyx. Nyx hasn't popped Rage just yet, doesn't even have enough mana. Giggity could just Yules him and run away, but opts against it in the end. So not really using any abilities there. And Nyx just gonna go back to farm, and Giggity's still hunting, but he's invoked Cold Snap right now. And Nyx is all the way back up to full HP using that infest, so Giggity is actually the target. Can he make his escape? He's got Wex Orbs up. And there's not enough mana on the Nakes to actually do anything but slap. So between Wex and Yules, we're going to have Invoker find to escape. We've actually got wards back up for the dire side right now, so well played there by Rasta. But as I say that, he's going to be killed off one more time, and that's 1 and 9 for him. Vanhite only spotting out an illusion with the call. And James gets a deny off as well. He's now got a Blink Dagger online. Vanhite chasing forward. But we've got the rest of Team Radiant now moving up into position. Looks like we had a bit of a multicast. Sunstrike does connect just barely by Giggity. Well played by him there. So could be getting into another spell right now, since Sunstrike's going to be on cooldown at least for a little bit. And he's got some pretty good spells in his arsenal as well. I guess the most viable at the moment would be just getting into Meteor. Especially since that's going to bump Snap across. But actually just re-invoking Sunstrike. So I guess prepping for that combo right now. Mid tower does fall, so the tier 1 down either way. A hook comes through, and that's actually the last tier 1 taken by the Radiant side right now. So Vanhite chasing forward aggressively, but this is the problem with a non-Blink Dagger axe. He can't really initiate. You've got to run straight at your opponent to try and get anything off, and that is not a fun situation to have to be in. And then now heading towards the pipe, so it's maximum utility for him right now. It's not a bad choice. I mean, the pipe is obviously a huge help against the Epicenter, which has been doing a lot of damage. And I'm not sure if there's anything that Vanhite could have done, or if I'm speaking directly to you, Vanhite, that you could have done to single-handedly turn this around. But playing well, 8-1-2, finding a lot of kills. And B-Bones maybe in a little bit of trouble on bot. Silence connects well by Birdman. Easy kill picked up. Great play there by the dire side. Good coordination as well. Vanhite's going to reveal himself to Quang. Is he going to go for the hook? He's got teammates moving into position, but Vanhite with the bonus move speed from that stack of Battle Hunger going to be fine to escape. And the dire side do wisely now choose to back off. We've got some wards popping up from either side as well, so that's nice to see, given that we didn't have any to start. Vanhite's in trouble. Bar Strike and the Dismember. No lucky spins either. Now throws out the call. Sunstrike connects on 3, the Meteor through as well. Actually picking up 1 kill there on the Pudge. James comes back in, but it's only a 1-man Burst Strike. Ogre trying to stand his ground, but he's being slapped down by the Nakes. Well played Yules there. Looks like they're going to be fine to escape. Alamy, he's not done. Gets a nice shackle on James. Giggity just needs 1 right click to finish that one up. Looks like he already used the snap, but Nakes raging that one off now, turning around. Can they kill him off here? Invoke's going to be off cooldown in just a second. Maybe a Sunstrike, maybe an Ice Wall, and we've got the Nakes turning around. Nice Ice Wall, keeping the Nakes trapped. Gonna pop out using the Infest. Birdman should be fine to escape, and Giggity still going to work. He's got the Yules in just a second. Now the snap up. Can Nakes make his escape? Can he get an Armlet toggle off? Armlet on. And now turning around, open wounds, getting a lot of healing. Nice Yules by Giggity, and the Sunstrike, will it connect? Yes, it will. Well played there by Invoker. So actually a nice little trade back and forth there by the dire side. Unfortunately, Vanhite did die, getting caught out a little bit with teammates not really that close, but everyone came in to back him up, and that was okay. Let's have a quick check in on item and skill build. So nothing too weird for SK. Pudge is heading towards a hood and probably into a pipe after that. Nake's now going for a basher. Storm, Staff of Wizardry picked up. Not sure what we're going to see. Could go for a Dagon with a Null Talisman. But don't really want to see that. Bloodstone and Orchid are standard on Storm for a reason, because they're really, really good. PL is obviously obscenely farmed at this point in the game as well, and unfortunately for the Radiant, well, for the dire side, sorry, they don't really have all that much to help deal with PL. I mean, Axe can try and man mode it, and the physical damage does help clear up the illusions pretty well, but then all of his mana is going to be burned away. And then obviously can't really use the mech. And Death Prophet now going for a Vanguard. Okay, so this is weird. I really think that maybe we should have seen Axe with a Vanguard and the Death Prophet with a mech. But that's just personal opinion. Quang looking for the hook, but Giggity actually juking back a little bit there, so the Burst Strike connects through. Pudge actually finds that kill with the hook in the end, but easy little gank there by the Radiant. And the big thing right now is that they're in control of the map. They've got some aggressive warding down, so they're spotting out everyone at the moment. And they're carrying sentries as well, just to make sure that they get the ganks off on the Invoker. Vanhite now chasing after Lifestealer, but there's support just waiting up towards top. So Ecklywood going up that way, now turning around. James gonna channel up. The epicenter comes in with the blink. Nice burst strike, connects her on 2. Hook just missing. Good multicast by Flame, and not sure what the dismember was used on there. Alamy standing his ground. Nice ward trap, in fact. Well played, and that's 2 kills picked up by the Dire side with nobody dropping. Yeah, nice ward trap, and I think he also interrupted the dismember, so well played. And Nakes actually drops on middle lane as well. Looks like he was chasing after Krob there. So B-Bones is now actually gone for a Dagon. A little bit weird on Storm. They're going to spot out Vanhite. He's actually pretty tanky. He does have that hood up as well, but Dagon nuke. B-Bone's going to be able to pick that one up for himself. So let's have a quick check-in on warding, in fact, for the Dire side. So they've got 1 ward over here, keeping an eye on the Rosh pit, which is a pretty good position to have it. But unfortunately, Rasta is just so far behind right now. Still valiantly buying wards, so +1 to him. Trying to keep the vision up for his team, but just not really having a fun time, and he has 10 deaths in this game. So some of that is being hooked, unfortunately, and some of that is being caught out of position, and some of that, some of those are legitimate deaths. But anyway, he has contributed a lot of gold to the Radiant side right now. Let's say that much at least. It's only a 5k XP swing, over 10k the gold lead, however. And Nakes, has he finished up his Basher just yet? Not quite. Whose Ring of Health is that? That's going to be the hood for Pudge. James in a little bit of trouble and actually gets silenced out of that, well, out of the Sandstorm, but able to blink himself away, so no damage connected there. And now Nakes coming up around. Quang Vitar is here as well. And we've got the Infest up into the Sand King, so Burrow, Blink, Burrow, Infest, pop out. Birdman might be in a little bit of trouble, and we've got Vaughn coming in from the side as well. Now actually going back for the Radiance, so feeling rich enough, and going to have that in just a few hundred gold. So after that, he's going to be an absolute pest. B-Bones is hiding out with an invis on mid. Quang now looking for a hook. Can he connect it? Vanhite's going to turn around. Hook on nothing, doesn't actually connect on the Shadow Shaman. Vanhite standing his ground, but losing a lot of mana already. Slowed down. Nice silence, but the burst strike comes through. Combo is there, but doesn't actually connect on anyone, knocking Quang back out of the Meteor. And now 1 already dead. Alamy in big trouble. Just the right click from the Nakes, a little bit too much. Good Yules from Giggity, but Van comes in, gets the right click, hook back by Quang. Can he pick up this kill? There's a dismember. Vanhite comes back, gets the dunk, but it's straight back into 4. And did he actually buy back there? No, he actually survived, but I guess not able to do all that much in the midst of this fight, and PL is just absolutely huge right now. And I guess there's a note to be made about just PL in pubs. He takes a lot of effort to counter. If you don't really have the right team composition with good gankers early on, you need to buy Dust and Sentries as well to gank him before he becomes too big. And it's a very similar theme, I guess, to talking about like someone like Ricky. In a pub, though, PL is even more survivable. I mean, doesn't need to get to level 6 before he gets Doppelwalk. So dealing with PL in pubs is really difficult. I mean, my go-to pick is sort of a Tiny. You've got the AoE nukes early and then AoE physical damage later on to deal with the illusions and to just deal with PL. But he's a really strong hero right now, and he's difficult to deal with without at least a reasonable degree of coordination. So I'm not necessarily saying that's why the Dire is having so many problems right now, but it can contribute, especially in a pub game like this. And Radiant Courier going to be killed off there, so a little bit of bad micro by the Radiant side. And was that actually Van's? That might have been his. Oh, because I'm not a broadcaster, I can't check, but that might have been his Radiance flying out. So a little bit of misplay there. Alamy regretting his decision to try and get up onto that. We'll get up onto the high ground to maybe place down that ward. He's going to be bursted down immediately. James pushing in a little bit. Vanhite gets the call. Can they find this kill? The dunk is primed. Is it going to be there? They're probably just going to be able to pick up this kill without using it. No, Vanhite. Greedy plays by him. He's going to pick that one up. He's now got his pipe finished up as well, so if he can get that one off in a fight, going to be a big help against the Epicenter. Nice little dodge out of the way by Invoker. I am now at the part of the game where I haven't actually watched any of this, so if you see it moving into play-by-play a little bit more, that's because I don't really have any notes left for this section. And Vanhite, he's big, he's angry, he's got some bloodlust. Pud's just waiting off on the side, but Radiant doing a pretty good job of just split pushing right now, and Dire, all they can do is just jump, well, I mean, ping pong from tower to tower, trying to pick up a few kills. Pudge looking for a hook. Here's the combo. Will it connect? Pretty well played there by Giggity. Kwang already about half, but he's already got a lot of magic resist from the flesh heap stacks and that hood. Now turning around, but he is gone. So Giggity secures himself that kill. We've got the Exorcism popping off. Knight's Hex by Alamy. Stacking his stuns a little bit there, but looks like Lifesteal is going to be going down regardless. He can infest into the Centaur, but the Ward Trap, not sure if that one actually connected, but good attempt there by the Shadow Shaman. Giggity now in trouble. B-Bone's dragging him back to his doom, but Giggity actually going to be able to turn around. Nice call by Vanhite. The Tornado up finds him that kill, triple kill there by Giggity, and going from ability to ability, playing very well. And I guess sort of finding his feet a little bit more now on the Invoker, given that, well, finding his feet a little bit more as we get later on into the game with the lower cooldown on the Invoke and things like that. Interesting to see that he's actually opted for, well, to go back for 4 Quas and Max Exhort, and I haven't seen a set of Forge Spirits out just yet. If you're going Exhort Invoker, so either Sunstrike heavy Invoker or a slightly more mixed build with a little bit more Wex in there, even if you need to pick up 3 Quas, to sort of interrupt certain people's attack animations. Well, not attack animations, but cast animations. I guess I'll explain that point in just a second. But if you go back for 4 Quas, it's really nice to use the Forge Spirits. They're really strong. You get 2 when you have 4 Quas, 4 Exhort and beyond. And they're actually pretty strong. He's now got his Ag Scepter up as well, so there's no real reason not to have Forge Spirits up all the time. But that's just, I guess, casual Invoker tips. And there, I make no promises about the skill of my Invoker. So, anyway, he's now got his Ags finished up, and again, would like to see a little bit more pre-invoking, especially with just leaving Tornado and Cold Snap there. If you're going to be running Tornado, it's nice to dump more points in Wex, and that's a trade-off. Personally, I'm really bad with Forge Spirit Micro, so I like to dump lots of points in Wex after you finish off Exhort, but there are arguments to be made either way, whether you're going for Forge Spirits or whether you're just going for a little bit more utility and move speed. So we do now have some Forge Spirits up, so it looks like Giggity, even though this is a replay, is somehow hearing me, so nice little play by him. Ogre just got a 4-staff up, so nice little pickup, but he's actually now going back for an Ags, which is really bad on Ogre. Vanhite working himself towards a Heaven's Halberd, a pretty good pickup, especially given against the PL. The evasion is going to be a big help, but I really think that, I mean, Blink Dagger, I tried to get away without having it on Axe for a while, but it's just absolutely core. Nice Meteor comes through, Birdman's in big trouble, and if there's a Lucky Bash, he might be killed off. The Deafening Blast attempted, and Birdman actually still surviving for now, trying to make his escape. Kwang drops low, but there's the dunk from Vanhite, so it's a 1-for-1 trade so far. James looking for the blink, but it's still being cancelled right now, and now he's got the Burning Hunger on him. Birdman's going to be killed off by the Infest damage, and Vanhite walks straight into a Swarm of PL Illusions, and just doesn't really have the survivability to do that. I mean, it's not a question of build, it's not a question of anything like that, it's just a question of PL, if you get clustered up on him by his illusions, he is going to be ruining you. And Vaughn, now godlike, ultra kill streak for him. This should be a Rax picked up by the Radiant side. Everyone over on the Dire, dead for at least a little bit. We've got 1 buyback popping off, but we've already seen a few buybacks popped. And yeah, I'm going to have to echo Vanhite's sentiments that PL is really strong, and in a game like this, I mean, the Dire didn't really have a true carry, so it was sort of up to them to try and pick up a few more towers off the back of the Death Prophet and the Rasta, but yeah, that's 1 Rax picked up. It might be a second one as well on bot, since the tier 2 is already dead. Only a 10 kill lead right now. Alamy in big trouble. He's going to be burned down, and we've got a little bit of all chat going back and forth, but oh, the Dagon Zap. B-Bones finds that kill. And now actually going back for the Bloodstone, which is a bit weird there. But yeah, I think this is pretty much game right now. I guess overall comments that Ogre could have had a better time on the offlane, but he was kind of screwed from the start. Some of that was having a jungle axe. It would have been nice to see more ganks on PL, but top lane was obviously already going quite well. And by the time that Vanhite was able to maybe consider heading over, Birdman had already headed down towards bot to try and get a little bit of farm. So not really sticking it out there, which let Rasta be left alone to just be hooked repeatedly and be killed off. And by that point, the Radiant with double carry and both of their carries getting really significant farm, we're really getting pretty far ahead. So I guess that's overall comments. The Dire had an early game lineup, and it's difficult to find the coordination in pubs to connect that sort of early game aggression, which you do need to go for between a Death Prophet and an Axe. And a Rasta as well. I mean, they could have taken a lot more towers. There's still a tier 1 up down on bot. The tier 1 on mid and top weren't really pushed down so much as incidentally dying. And Bpunt has a haste, so he's the fastest chicken alive right now. So Nyx's escape. The Dire are down, not necessarily out, but the big problem for them right now is sort of lacking a true carry. They do have the Exorcism rank 3 coming up in just a little bit, so that's a big help in these team fights. But Death Prophet doesn't really have the survivability right now to stand up to PL and Nyx. So Vanhite almost has his Heaven's Halberd finished up, and the Radiant have decided to back off to get a little bit more farm. PL wants his heart. Not quite sure why he went for the Vlads. It does help out Nyx quite a bit, but he could have actually bought that instead of PL, since the illusions don't benefit all that much from having a Vlads. And I clarified my earlier point about Invoker. Sorry if this is a bit weird, guys. Again, this is a new format for me. I'm still working my way through it. I think one thing I'm going to have to take away is maybe watching the game through more closely, especially given that Vanhite, you were looking for feedback, and maybe I didn't give as much as you were looking for. So if you want more comments on this game, I'll watch it through again, and then I'll send you some, well, I'll give you some feedback directly, as opposed to just sort of doing it in this format where I'm trying to stay on top of the rest of the game as well. So, and Vanhite's done pretty well, 14, 5, and 10. I guess the most successful on his team right now. Yeah, by a long shot, least deaths, most kills. So, well played by him. But Radiant side, they're looking to push in, they're looking to finish this one up. Their carries are just so ridiculously farmed at this point. I mean, Ogre's just burning to death right now. There's a silence down from Birdman. They do still have some pretty good spam to try and clear up the illusions, and Radiant side might just wait for Pudge to catch up before going for anything too ballsy. But 35 minutes into the game, it's difficult. It's really, really difficult to end a pub game before 20 minutes. And when you can't end a pub game before that point, that's when carries really sort of come online. And again, PL is really strong right now, but James looks for the initiation, but the epicenter already completely wasted. But Giggity is going to be killed off. Ward not trapping anyone. Vanhite being manned down. Alamy stands his ground, but he's going to be caught by the electric vortex. There's a nice silence, but 3 are already dead, and the Radiant side still just chasing forward. Dire trying to make their escape, but James comes in with the burst strike on Birdman. That's another kill picked up. 4 now dead. Well played, but guys, by Vanhite, and some nice manners from him as well. It's always nice to see well-mannered players in Dota. It is something that we don't really have enough of. Culling Axe not strong enough. So that's 2 racks. I think that's pretty much going to be the GG. I might just wait around for the final score screen just for the hell of it, and see if I can come up with any more overall comments. But yeah, it was not a fun time for Ogre to be on the off lane. I mean, Ogre's not the best hero in the world either, and Radiant side had a pretty strong lineup. I mean, the only real hope for the Dire would have been to just gank early, gank hard, try and shut down Storm on mid, try and kill off PL a little bit more on top. I mean, top lane was double melee against double ranged. It wasn't really a lane that Shadow Shaman and Death Prophet should have had all that much trouble with. They have a lot of AoE nuke, they have a lot of pushing potential, and they just have a lot of harassment against someone like a PL and a Pudge. So. And a little bit of back and forth here. Storm finds another kill in the base, killing off Giggity there. And as a few bloodstone charges up, one more Dagon on Alamy to secure himself another charge there. And this is I think this is the point where I'm just going to zip through a little bit towards the end. So. Maybe a bit of speed casting. We've got an epicenter coming through. Nice burst strike. Vanhite trying to make his escape. He popped off the pipe. Can he make it back to the fountain? Looks like he can. B-Bones getting stunned up there. Still the chase. Flame Nova going to be able to make it back to the fountain. Is there going to be a dive? However, nobody's picked up any Ghost Scepters just yet to try and go for the dive. And now the Ancient under attack. So that's going to be game called. So Vanhite, well played by him. Ogre is basically a strength here. Anyway, so to wrap things up, I've been Baseskip. This was the very first episode, I suppose, of what I am now with a working title calling Learn from a Pub. I would love a lot of feedback on this, since I'm not sure how happy I was with this. I think I was a little bit all over the place, and it wasn't really a cast. I don't know how much feedback I actually gave, but if you guys want one of these done for one of your replays, then please feel free to send me an email, leave me a comment, send me a Reddit message, anything like that. If you've got any feedback, leave a comment, same deal, send an email, anything like that. I've been Baseskip. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope I see you for future guides, future games like this, and future broadcasts. So thanks everyone, I'll see you next time.